Have you ever felt like every time you share your plans with someone, things start to go wrong? It seems like the moment you talk about your ambitions, the drive disappears and the difficulties increase. It's no coincidence. There is a silent mistake that prevents many people from achieving their goals: talking too much before it's time. Success doesn't like advance announcements. It grows in silence, in daily effort, in unwavering discipline. But when you spread your plans before making them a reality, you run the risk of losing energy, motivation, and even attracting unnecessary doubts and criticism. Want to know why this happens and how to avoid this mistake? Keep reading and you will discover the key to turning your ideas into real achievements without needing anyone's approval. Success doesn't happen overnight. It is like a seed that needs to be planted, watered, and protected before it bears fruit. At first, its growth is invisible, happening underground, far from prying eyes. But when it finally sprouts, no one can deny its strength. If you expose your plans too early, you run the risk of disrupting this natural process, diverting your focus and wasting energy on other people's expectations. People often believe that recognition comes before achievement, but the truth is that great achievements are born in silence. Think of successful entrepreneurs, revolutionary artists, or exceptional athletes. Their greatest achievements were forged through discipline and daily dedication, without needing an audience. True power lies in taking action first and letting the results speak for themselves. The less you announce them, the freer you become to build your own victory. Talking about your plans may seem harmless, but it can actually drain the energy you should be investing in execution. By telling others about your ideas, you feel a false sense of progress, as if the simple act of speaking up is already a step towards success. But in practice, this only reduces your urgency to act. While you are busy explaining your goals, you could be turning them into reality. Furthermore, the more you expose your plans, the more vulnerable you become to other people's opinions. Not everyone will support your journey, and some may even root against you, whether out of envy, skepticism, or simply lack of vision. Keeping your plans a secret is not about hiding something from others, but rather about protecting them until they are strong enough to stand on their own. Talk less, do more. Receiving praise and approval before you even take action can be a dangerous trap. When you share your plans, many people will react with enthusiasm, praising your idea and encouraging you. This can create a sense of accomplishment that is actually false. Your brain interprets this validation as a small reward, reducing the need to act with urgency. In the end, you feel satisfied just for having talked about what you intend to do, and the execution ends up being put off. It is as if someone were celebrating a victory before even taking the field. The initial enthusiasm fades, and the commitment to action weakens. True growth happens in daily effort, in quiet persistence, away from the spotlight. When you avoid premature validation, you keep your motivation intact and let your results be the only proof of your commitment. Laying out your plans too early is like leaving an unfinished castle open to visitors. Everyone will have something to say, but few will actually help build it. Criticism can be demotivating, and even doubts disguised as worries can plant uncertainty in your mind. You may start out believing wholeheartedly in your project, but all it takes is one skeptical comment to make you question whether you're on the right track. The more room you give to outside opinions, the harder it becomes to stay focused and confident. Not everyone will root for you to win, and many project their own fears and limitations onto you. The key to moving forward is to shield your mind from distractions and avoid sharing your ideas with those who don't share your vision. Strategic silence protects your dreams from negative influences and keeps your determination intact. When you're ready, your success will be the only response you need. Discretion doesn't mean hiding, it means protecting. There's a reason why great strategies are developed in secret before they're executed. When you keep your plans to yourself, you preserve your energy, avoid negative influences, and work with total freedom. After all, anyone who doesn't know what you're doing can't hinder your progress. True power lies in taking action without the need to announce it, allowing your results to speak for you. Talking less and doing more is a golden rule for any achievement. Think about the greatest innovators, athletes, and entrepreneurs. They don't waste time explaining their steps, they just take them. Outsiders may underestimate their journey, but when your results appear, there will be no room for doubt. Silent discipline not only strengthens your trajectory, but also makes your victory even more impactful. Every idea is born with a charge of energy, an internal fire that drives action. But, by sharing your plans prematurely, you dissipate this energy. The feeling of talking about your goals can be so satisfying that it seems like you've already taken a step forward, but in reality, you've only wasted your breath. The energy that should be channeled into execution ends up being lost in words. The more you keep this impulse to yourself, the stronger it becomes. Instead of telling the world what you intend to do, use this fuel to build silently. Each action taken without fanfare keeps your motivation alive and your mind focused. The secret is not only to have discipline, but also to know how to protect the enthusiasm necessary to transform intentions into results. When energy is well directed, results come naturally, surprising even those who didn't believe in you. When you lay out your plans, you inevitably create expectations in others and in yourself. Suddenly, what should be an internal and silent process becomes an external pressure. People start asking, "So, how's it going? Have you done it yet?" And each delay becomes a reason for judgment. This pressure can generate anxiety, demotivation, and, in many cases, the total abandonment of the project. The fear of failing publicly can be more paralyzing than the real challenge of execution. On the other hand, when you work in silence, you have the freedom to adjust your route without justification. The focus remains where it should be, on progress, not on the opinions of others. Without external expectations, mistakes are not exposed failures, but rather strategic learnings. And when you finally achieve your goals, no one will have shaped your trajectory but yourself. Unexpected success has a much greater impact than empty promises. Imagine a farmer who, instead of announcing his harvest ahead of time, spends months preparing the soil, sowing and caring for his plants. Meanwhile, others laugh, doubt, or simply ignore his work. But when harvest time comes, he surprises everyone with a bountiful and prosperous field. True success works this way. It is born from continuous effort, away from prying eyes, and only reveals itself when it can no longer be challenged. Another classic example is that of writers who work on their books in silence, without showing off their ideas. While many talk about writing a bestseller, they simply write. When the work is released and becomes a success, the impact is immediate. The time others spend talking, they invest in creating. This proves that the greatest achievements do not need an audience during the process, only commitment and dedication. The need for approval can be one of the greatest thieves of progress. Many people talk about their plans in the hope of receiving encouragement, but in reality, this can become an addiction. If you need others to validate your ideas before you even put them into practice, you will always be dependent on other people's opinions to move forward. And the problem is that most people do not see your vision the way you do. Some doubt it, others discourage it, and some simply do not care. While some people spend their time seeking acceptance, others are busy executing. Compare two people, one constantly talks about his projects but never gets anywhere, and the other works in silence and only speaks when he has something concrete to show. Who do you think will go further? The secret is not to expect others to approve your dreams, but to act so determinedly that the results are the only validation needed. There is something powerful about surprising people with your results. When no one expects anything from you, there is no resistance, envy, or interference in the way. You have the freedom to grow at your own pace, without having to prove anything to anyone. And then, when you finally reveal what you have built, the impact will be much greater. The unexpected generates respect not because of what was said, but because of what was delivered. Those who talk the most about what they are going to do lose the chance to have this effect. Their promises generate expectations, and when the results do not come in the expected time, credibility dissolves. Those who work in silence, on the other hand, reap a double benefit: the peace of mind of evolving without distractions and the power of the impact when they finally show what they have done. Talk less, surprise more. Just as a gardener protects his plants from strong winds and pests, you must protect your dreams from negative influences. Your surroundings can make or break your progress, and that includes the people you share your plans with. Not everyone will understand your vision, and many can consciously or unconsciously discourage you. Surrounding yourself with people who truly support your journey is essential to keeping your energy and determination intact. This doesn't mean you should isolate yourself, but rather choose wisely who you share your ambitions with. Share only with those who have a growth mindset and who genuinely want the best for you. Your success depends not only on your effort, but on the environment in which it grows. If you plant your ideas in the right soil and protect them early on, once they're strong enough, no one can stop them. Success requires a disciplined mind that's free from distractions. When you talk too much about your plans, every new opinion can distract you and create unnecessary doubts. It's like trying to cross a river while several people are shouting in different directions. In the end, you can end up paralyzed or taking a path that wasn't meant to be yours. To move forward with full force, it's essential to filter out what deserves your attention and stay focused on execution. The less time you spend explaining your intentions, the more time you have to take action. Focus not only on what you choose to do, but also on what you choose to ignore. Great achievements do not happen with a scattered mind, but with clear and unwavering direction. Eliminate distractions, protect your energy, and keep your eyes on what really matters: the continuous and silent work that generates results. Confidence is not born from words, but from accumulated experience and practice. When you take action, face challenges, and overcome obstacles, you build genuine self-confidence based on real results. On the other hand, those who talk too much about their plans without taking action end up only feeding an illusion of progress. Constant talk can create a false sense of security, but without execution, this confidence crumbles at the first obstacle. Small, consistent steps are the key to developing a strong and resilient mindset. Instead of seeking external validation, focus on building something solid, step by step. Each successful action, no matter how small, strengthens your belief in yourself. The more you do, the less you have to prove it. In the end, your trajectory will be your greatest source of confidence, not the opinion of others. Keeping your plans secret does not mean a lack of ambition, but rather strategic intelligence. Projects need time to mature before being exposed. By keeping them secret, you avoid negative influences, preserve your energy, and focus fully on execution. Imagine a builder who reveals a building before finishing its structure. Any storm can knock it down. The same goes for your goals. They should only be revealed when they are solid enough to stand on their own. Knowing who and when to share them is an essential skill. Not everyone deserves access to your dreams, and sharing details with the wrong people can jeopardize your trajectory. Choose to confide your plans only to those who can add value or offer genuine support. Remember, silence is not weakness, it is protection. And when the right moment comes, your results will speak louder than any explanation. Now is the time to test your ability to act without fanfare. Choose a goal that you want to achieve in the next few months and resist the temptation to announce it. Instead of telling others, write it down on a piece of paper, create an action plan, and work on it in silence. Notice how your energy becomes more focused and your motivation grows without the need for external approval. Let your results be your only proof of progress. This exercise is not just about discipline, but about resetting your mindset. When you realize that you don't need validation to move forward, you will gain a new level of autonomy and power over your life. True success doesn't need to be announced ahead of time. It needs to be built with consistency and intelligence. Try this silent journey and see how the impact will be even greater when you finally achieve your goals. Success doesn't need an audience while it's being built. It grows in silence, strengthened by discipline, focus, and consistent action. Every time you choose to act instead of talk, you move faster and more confidently. Those who announce the least are often the ones who achieve the most. And when they finally achieve their goals, the impact is undeniable because the results speak for themselves. Now, the question is, will you continue to waste your energy on words or will you channel it into action? Choose the path of strategic discretion, protect your dreams, and build your victory away from the spotlight. If this content made sense to you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to follow more reflections on growth, discipline, and success. The game changes when you learn to play in silence.